So let's talk about fasting. Reason that's first is because fasting is, for it to be effective, is usually going to take place first thing in the morning, early in the day. So we're going to walk you through basically what a day should look like. When insulin levels are, so let me back up. Fasting is essential for growth hormone production. You can kind of hack growth hormone secretion and production by fasting, but not by fasting too long. So when insulin levels are lower in your body, growth hormone levels become higher. And basically, what that means is when you fast, insulin levels will drop because there's no sugar in your blood. So, growth hormone will naturally upregulate. This is one of the biggest reasons that when people start fasting and they cut out foods that have high sugar and high blood sugar spikes, it's easy to lose weight. It's almost like magically disappears because your growth hormone goes up, your insulin levels are lower, and your body is able to tap into the fat storage cells because of the growth hormone spike, which, if you remember, stimulates the release of fat from lipid cells. So, one of the reasons that fasting is so effective at increasing growth hormone is because it requires you to forego any intake of calories. So, any healthy individual will see an improvement in their circulating insulin and an increase in circulating growth hormone. So, this is literally just a button that you're pressing to unlock fat burning. I still personally fast till lunch, maybe 4 or 5 days a week. Still works like a charm. One of the easiest ways to stay lean throughout your entire life. There is no evidence that fasting necessarily increases testosterone, but we are still talking about growth hormone. Growth hormone is important to optimize for. You kind of get the best of both worlds because intermittent fasting is convenient. And I will say, you do not want to do intermittent fasting if you have one of those intense training sessions first thing in the morning. You want to eat after that because if you fast after an intense training session, you're just going to allow your cortisol levels to continue to climb, which has a suppressive and negative impact on your ability to recover. Stimulate growth hormone release, cellular repair, enhance fat loss. Those are the benefits of fasting. So, how do we do this? You want to condense your eating into a 6 to 9 hour window, typically throughout the day. So let's just say you start eating lunch at noon, eat till 6 or 9 p.m. That's going to require you to fast in the morning. This boosts growth hormone, enhances your body composition, allows you to burn and melt fat. It promotes autophagy. So autophagy is where damaged cells they're dead, so they're recycled, they're sloughed off, they're gotten rid of, and it limits cortisol from prolonged fasts. So prolonged fasting that's I think greater than 12 hours or so, will actually increase your cortisol, which is not a good thing. We want to avoid that. So the whole trick of this program is to keep cortisol low, growth hormone and testosterone high, androgen hormones high, and you get the best of all worlds. So what you want to do in the morning, black coffee, water, tea, those are all approved. You want to start maybe, let's say you've never fasted before. You're going to be hungry. Let's just get that out of the way. Maybe you eat breakfast normally at 8. Well, try eating maybe breakfast at 9 and then 10. And as you get more comfortable, keep pushing that till later in the day until it's about lunchtime. Really don't recommend fasting beyond lunchtime. For most people, they will have issues with energy and performance at work, especially. But also, if you plan on doing anything later in the day, whether it's training or an activity, you want to make sure that you're fueled for a little bit of performance. So eating lunch is good. Stop eating by 7 or 8 p.m. That works for most people. Maybe stop eating by 9. The idea is to stop eating a little bit before bed, but don't obsess over it. The idea is just to get at least 2 meals in, and typically the bigger meal will be dinner. We'll get into that a little bit later, but fasting, super simple, guys. Black coffee, water, tea. Try to push it till lunch. As you gradually get better at this skill and you're able to deal with the hunger more, your body will start to learn how to tap into fat cells and use that for fuel, which will help with the appetite and the hunger levels. And this is kind of a skill, but it's also kind of a skill that your body learns and it gets better over time, and then it becomes second nature and you don't even think about it.